Okay, good afternoon and welcome to today's NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 30th day of July in the year of our Lord 2020. Today's update is about the liberal networks run amok. Actually, the liberal network of everything about liberals is run amok. And there is no better way to show this than to show Chicago's Mayor Lightfoot and the things she is now saying. From Breitbart News comes this one. Mayor Lightfoot blames gun-friendly states for Chicago's bloodshed. Really? Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Democrat, contends the surge in shootings in Chicago is a result of states in the union that have, quote, virtually no gun control, unquote. While hers is the tightest gun control in the nation, she is blaming those who believe in the Second Amendment as to why her city is being devastated with gun violence. She made this argument on CNN's State of the Union over the weekend, reviving the Obama-era claims that blamed Indiana and other states for the crime in Chicago, Illinois. The Hill published video of Lightfoot saying, quote, our gun problem is related to the fact that we have too many illegal guns on our streets, 60% of which come from states outside of Illinois, unquote. She also added that we are being inundated with guns from states that have virtually no gun control, no background checks, no ban on assault weapons, and it is hurting cities like Chicago, unquote. While claiming the federal government is uniquely qualified to enact certain gun controls, Mayor Lightfoot failed to mention every state has background checks, as those are a federal requirement, and this even includes Indiana. To put it another way, a person purchasing a gun at retail must undergo a background check whether the purchase is being made in California, Kentucky, Florida, South Dakota, Indiana, Wisconsin, New Mexico, or any other state. Lightfoot also omitted elaboration on Illinois' firearm owner's identification or FOID, F-O-I-D cards, and the failure that system would be experiencing if 60% of guns used in crime were coming in and passing hand to hand with no paper trail from out of state. The FOID card system is in place so Illinois law enforcement knows who is allowed to own guns, and the card is a prerequisite of possessing a firearm in the state. Breitbart News reported Obama presented the 60% argument in his October 27, 2015 speech to the 122nd Annual International Association of Chiefs of Police. The Indianapolis Star quoted Obama as saying, quote, there are those who criticize any gun safety reforms by pointing to my hometown as an example. The problem with that argument, as the Chicago Police Department will tell you, is that 60% of guns recovered in crimes come from out of state. You've just got to hop across the border, unquote. And now to remove that liberal blindfold again here, folks. As the article said, Obama is where she learned this tactic. Obama not only would not take the blame for his city, but he blamed the troubles and gun violence in Chicago on the neighboring state of Indiana. This tactic of pushing the blame from where it should be to someone else is a thing that the Demon Brat Party uses all the time. When Ted Kennedy killed Mary Jo Kopechne in his car and he drove drunk into a pond, then left the scene and didn't report it after driving on an expired license with no insurance and leaving the scene of the accident to go home to sleep off his drunken stupor, and then finally reporting it hours and hours later after she had died, he came after everyone who went against him. The fault was never his, though it really was. It goes to today. Trump is to blame for Chicago and Detroit, New York, Albuquerque, Portland, and all the liberal bastions for the demon brats not being able or willing to enforce the law. Try that one with a demon brat president and you will get shot down. The blame is never theirs, though 95% of the time it really is. They just won't admit to anything unless it is something good for America that they really didn't want in the first place, but they really want the credit for that because that is what the people want, even though they didn't do it. Then, as Obama did, they will take credit even though it had nothing to do with them, like the Trump economy going so good till they on the left destroyed it. The good economy was Obama's, according to the left, but the destruction of it because the left wouldn't follow the law or enforce it, well, that has to be Trump's fault after all. I swear, this is the lack of mentality of the left, and sadly, they get away with it because they own most of the media. Thank you all for joining me today, and as a friend of mine used to always say, we will not be ruled, and that is if we don't allow it. This is Robert the Infidel, and I'll see you all again on Monday, because tomorrow is my show. NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold is brought to you through Conservative Nation Media, where America always wins. Like I said, tomorrow is my show on Blog Talk Radio at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a blessed weekend.